Okay, finally got the Hobie Outback set up. I picked it up down in Mackay second hand for 1,200 Australian dollars. Not a bad buy. It was pretty much just a base model, didn't have anything on it, no extras. Did come with the Mirage system, which are the pedals here you can see, which are a fantastic system. Outdoes a paddle any day. These things just fly along. Now these are the standard flaps on there. I am looking at getting the turbo fins, and that'll give me a bit more pace. But what have I done to it? Alright, we'll start from the back, I guess. I have got a 16 amp battery under here. That runs the Lawrence Fish Finder GPS up the front there. So there's a 15 amp battery. It is running off another battery at the moment. I've just got to run the wires back down for this. But yeah, 12 volt, 18 amps. I should get a lot of running time out of that. Should be a good system. Now, quite lucky because that actually just fits in there quite tightly. So this lid is actually holding the battery down. I was wondering how I was going to anchor this battery in so it wouldn't move around in rough seas, but that lid actually just pushes down firmly onto the battery, holds it in place. Okay, I did modify an esky. I picked up an esky down in Mackay with a good friend of mine, Chris. He's the one that picked the kayak up for me. So we bought an esky that just fits in the hole in the back of the Hobie Outback. I have just put a couple of rod holders. These are only a couple of dollars each down at the local boat shop. So I've got a few rods in there. I have just put a leash, just a loose leash, around these rods. So if I do roll over, these rods aren't going to go anywhere. They're just going to hang in there nicely. Okay, they'll fall out, but you know, it's not going to go anywhere. I've put a bungee cord just over the lid of the esky. That holds the lid on nice and tight. I've utilised the handle of the esky just to help hold the seat up. This seat seems to flop forward, so there's a little cord on the back there. That just works out nice. If I want to get into the esky, it's quite easy. I can just flick that down, and there's the lid straight into it. Now, I'll just put that back on there. Hopefully that'll be full of ice and fish in the near future. I did pick up a little Trailblazer flag and light. Now I've just mounted that to the esky lid. That just gives me a bit more height, so I can be seen. Just got the orange flag there, so if a bit of a swell, any other vessels can see me poking along. There's a light on top. I probably can't reach it from here. Now this is nice and easy to adjust. Just twist it, it slides down. Yeah, there's a, hang on, if I can turn it with one hand, probably not. So there's a light on top. That light will get around about 20 hours. I don't know if you can see that at daytime, but that's not a bad height from the vessel and up. That's probably a good 1.5 meters off the water level at a wild guess. So 3 AA batteries in there, and that should last approximately about 20 hours. So that's actually quite a nice bright light. Those rods sit in the back there, really nice. I have got the gaff hook just on the side here, sticking out. I've got a rubber bait net. This is one of those new rubber ones, so it doesn't, if I want to do any catch and release, it actually doesn't damage the fish as much. So that's easier to reach from the seat as well. Just reach around and grab it. Got the paddle on this side. That just sits up there nice and neat. The paddle's just a backup in case this Mirage system fails, which I can't see how it would possibly fail. It is a pretty darn good system. Or if I get sick of pedaling, I can just swap over to a bit of a paddle. Now this leash I've got here around these rods, see where it just comes down, and it's just going through a hole in the paddle, so it's also leashed to the paddle. So again, if I go over, this will float. It's got a rubber handle. The gaff hook will float. It's got a wooden handle. All this other stuff, it'll stay attached to the yak, so it won't go anywhere. Bloody comfortable seat. I really do like that seat. It's like a little lounge chair. It's fantastic. In front, I've just changed a few things around here. I've just put a bungee cord across here, going up to the centre bit and back down, so I can easily just get into a tackle box just here. So that's nice and easy to get into while I'm in a sitting position. And of course everything's awkward to do with one hand. So sitting there, I can easily just get down into my tackle, change things. I will most likely find a chopping board, and I might just Velcro a chopping board to the top of this. So if I need to cut anything, chop anything up, that'll do the trick. That just came from Supercheap Auto. It was only, 15 bucks. But it just fits all these lures in just nicely. And just got this cord, again, if I do go over, that's in there nice and solid. It's not going to go anywhere at all. Again, just simple little things, pliers for getting hooks out, cutting. Again, on a leash, got a knife down here. That's Velcroed again, so again, if I do go over, it's a real strong, it's a really good Velcro. It's not like your normal Velcro. It'll hang on really good. What else have we done? We've added a Railblazer. It's probably a bit hard with this light here. I've added a Railblazer rod holder on the front. So again, if I want to do a bit of paddling, or if I want to, try another line out, I can just sit this up here. And there is a rod hole here for a rod. The only thing I found with this though is the reel ends up sitting down here, which is right near the water. It gets wet quite a lot. So I've just got a short extension there into the rod holder, and that just brings it up off the water line, out of the water, and just helps look after it a bit more. Quite easy to reach from where I'm sitting, so I can just lean forward, grab a hold of that quite easily. It does have the lock on top, so just flick it over. Very easy to get out. Look, again, that rod's got that leash on it, so plenty long enough to get to both sides, and drops in there again very, very easily. Just look at that. So good stuff from Railblazer. Works really well, all adjustable, can move it all around, and a lot of people are familiar with Railblazer, but comes in and out, multi-point, lock it in like this, won't go anywhere. What else have we done? At the moment I've just got a small battery, old motorbike battery at the front here. So that's what's running the Garmin at the moment. Come back around. These are just the straps for just tying it up. So I actually hang this up from the kayak up from the ceiling. Just cheap straps off eBay. Gift from Chris. Thank you, Chris. Works bloody well. What did we do here? When I was down in Mackay picking this up from Chris's place, we did mount the transducer. A few different options. In the hull, wasn't real keen on in the hull, or through the hole they call it, through the hole. There's no good scupper holes underneath this model. It's a pretty old kayak, I think. I'm guessing it's around about 2005 model Hobie Outback. But it's rock solid. It's built like a tank. So the transducer, we ended up just mounting that on a aluminium bar. Used the ram mounting system. So again, just one ram mount here. Simple twist. I actually don't take this off because it's wired right through into the hull, and it's all hardwired down here to the transducer. So you can't actually unplug the transducer from anywhere. So it's down. There's about 1,000 meters of bloody cable rolled up inside the hole there, and it comes back out and up into the unit. So what I do is, when I'm when I'm moving around or transporting it, this just flicks up, folds over, and what I can do is just tuck that transducer. Just when this bait box is out, I can just hook this back up, and the transducer just tucks nicely onto here, or the yak's upside down on my car, and it just sits there nicely. And I just do that ram mount up nice and tight while it's there. I did do it, so it's all pretty much real horizontal. I just drop this in straight, drop that down straight, and the transducer sits pretty bloody good. So not bad at all. Now this, I haven't had a big play with this fish finder yet. It's a Lawrence Elite 5 Chirp, but we did go down Connors River and we did have a bit of a play with it, and what I did play with was bloody fantastic. Quite impressed with it. What else have we done? Not a lot. I've put just a cheap compass here. You know, you never know, it could be out, could be fog, heavy rain, anything could come in if you're out on the coast. The batteries go flat, your mobile's not working, you don't know which way is east, west, south, up or down. So that'll basically point that towards the west, and I've got to hit Australia. It's a pretty big island. Got the old fish grips here as well, again on a leash. These ones have got the scales built into the handle, so it's probably a bit hard to see here, but yeah, if you pull it up, that'll give you your weights. Just another pair of pliers. I think these are long pointy nose pliers I use just for hook removal, and that's titanium, so it won't rust. And that'll I'll find somewhere to mount that or do something with it, but at the moment it's just sort of floating around doing its own thing. Alright, well that's about it. Pack it all up now and get ready to go to work. Sounds like fun, not fish. Alright, hooroo. I'll stand back, see if I can get it all in. Oh, okay, just one other thing I didn't mention, I haven't got around to doing it yet. I was with Chris again, and we picked up this anchor trolley. So I've got to mount this, and I'm probably going to chuck it on this side, just down along here. So when I throw the anchor over, it can run all the way back. Just hold me from the end, so I can sort of, you know, drift away and cast along with the current, not into the current. That's about it. Righto, can't wait to go fishing. Okay, here's the yak hanging up from the ceiling. I've just backed it all up. That's that kayak mount from eBay that Chris got for us. Now that's just bolted up to the Z-purlins up in the ceiling there. Quite easy to pull up and down. I'm not sure how heavy this kayak is. Wild guess, maybe 40 kilos. As I was saying before about the transducer, if you have a look, there it is there. It's just hanging upside down underneath this cord, and it's just not going to go anywhere. That's it. That leash is just tied up there the other way, but this main cord up here is holding it. So when that's on the roof of the car, it's all good. Won't go anywhere. So good little setup. Now I've just left that. I've left that one hatch open just in case there's any moisture in there, just to air it out. I thought that might be a bit of a good idea. This is going to work pretty well. At the moment I've got the car the other way around, but if I reverse in, I've set this up so the back of the car, if I reverse in and go back, it lines up perfectly underneath the kayak. Pull the ropes over the other side there, and it'll just drop straight down onto the roof of the car. Now we only have about 3 trucks a day go past here, and I think 3 just went past in the last 30 seconds. Be bloody right. Alright, I'll go and start packing my gear up for work. So 30 days from now, I think I'll be at Lake Tinaroo fishing.